Semen retention does not create power. It creates containment, and containment increases pressure inside the system. Pressure is neutral. It does not purify you. It magnifies whatever already exists within your body, your nervous system, and your emotional field. In fact, most men who feel stronger on retention are actually becoming less regulated, not more integrated. This is why retention produces opposite outcomes. Some men feel grounded and clear. Others feel restless, agitated, or unstable. Retention didn't change them. It removed the release mechanisms that were masking what was already there. Retention creates a closed circuit. A closed circuit amplifies current, but it does not decide what flows through it. If the system is coherent, amplification creates clarity. If the system is fragmented, amplification creates chaos. Holding energy without integration creates pressure without intelligence. The charge has nowhere to go, and it accumulates in the psyche, the muscles, and the emotional body. Eventually, it leaks through behavior, tone, posture, and reactivity. There are physiological benefits to retention. Testosterone signaling shifts. Dopaminergic sensitivity increases. The nervous system holds more charge. But physiology alone is not integration. When charge is not circulated or metabolized, pressure accumulates faster than the system can adapt. At first, this feels like strength. Over time, it becomes instability. Energy that isn't integrated doesn't disappear. It finds other exits. Retention amplifies emotional charge. Confidence and focus, yes, but also resentment, grief, insecurity, and anger. Retention does not make you virtuous. It makes you honest. This is where suppression fails. Suppression is not integration. It compresses emotion instead of resolving it. Compressed emotion under charge destabilizes the system and distorts the field. When energy has no pathway, it leaks, not explosively, subtly, through impatience, through compulsive thought, through micro-tension others can feel immediately. Retention became associated with power for a reason, not because energy was held, but because it was refined. In traditions where retention produced clarity, magnetism, or vitality, it was never practiced alone. It existed inside complete systems of breath, posture, attention, and nervous system training. What created power was not withholding release. It was the transformation of raw charge into usable force. Without refinement, retention only stockpiles pressure. With refinement, it changes the quality of the energy itself. That distinction is everything. Most men aren't chasing retention, they're chasing alchemy. They want intensity without instability, presence without aggression, vitality without compulsion. They sense there is a deeper potential in sexual energy, and they're right. But retention alone only preserves the raw material. Alchemy requires transformation. Raw charge must be digested by the nervous system, emotional body, and attention. Without that digestion, energy remains primitive, powerful but unrefined, intense but unreliable. The body cannot hold more charge than its structure allows. Retention increases voltage, but if posture, breath, emotional regulation, and attention remain unchanged, the system overloads. This is why willpower eventually fails. Not because discipline was weak, but because capacity was insufficient. Without structural adaptation, energy seeks release, through irritation, through obsession, through collapse. Alchemy is not about holding more. It is about becoming able to carry what is already there. So cultivation begins when charge is met by awareness. It's not forced upward, and it's not suppressed. Instead, it's allowed to circulate through a system that's capable of carrying intensity without any distortion. Integration trains the nervous system to hold charge without collapsing or compulsively discharging it. This, honestly, is how pressure turns into stability instead of volatility. When retention is integrated, the whole field changes. Your presence becomes denser. It radiates but isn't aggressive. Your emotional signal stabilizes, and you actually stop broadcasting volatility into the environment. You can feel the difference immediately. An unintegrated system carries tension into every interaction. Speech tightens. Movement becomes sharp. Attention leaks outward. An integrated system feels different, still, grounded, responsive instead of reactive. Nothing is performed, nothing is forced. The body simply stops broadcasting internal pressure into the environment. This is real magnetism, not dominance, not performance. A coherent field organizes space around it naturally. Retention without integration amplifies distortion. Desire becomes obsessive. Thought loops intensify. Anger surfaces unpredictably. This is unmanaged pressure searching for release. The system is no longer choosing its responses. It is discharging them. This is why some men crash after long retention streaks. The system cannot sustain pressure without restructuring. Eventually something gives. This is not failure, it is physics. With cultivation, the body reorganizes. Breath deepens, posture stabilizes, and attention settles into clarity. The system becomes capable of holding intensity calmly. Integrated retention transforms desire. It stops being compulsion and, well, it actually becomes fuel. Creative output increases, and focus sustains without force. Forcing energy upward creates resistance. And you see, resistance creates fragmentation. Cultivation is not about pushing energy elsewhere. It's about becoming capable of carrying it where it already is. When the field stabilizes, life responds differently. Interactions soften, and opportunities open without pursuit. Intensity lives inside you instead of being chased. Retention is a doorway. It removes the escape valve. It forces evolution or destabilization. The outcome depends entirely on integration. Integration happens through contact, through breath that reaches the body, through movement that distributes charge, through allowing emotion to pass as sensation instead of narrative. True power feels calm, stable, available. It does not demand attention, it simply holds. Power is not intensity, it is containment with intelligence. Anything else is just pressure waiting to escape. Retention amplifies everything. Integration determines the outcome. Containment without cultivation distorts the field. Containment with cultivation reorganizes it. And that is where real power begins.